Hi, my name is Florian Flans and I'm going to show you the external user manager today. I'm going to share my screen and then we are good to go. So once you've installed the external user manager from the store, you have a couple of things you can adjust and you can see. So what we see right now here is the request tab of the external user manager. So with the external user manager, it's the same as with Teams Manager. In the request tab, you can see all of the requests of the tenant and the externals or guests that are actually on the tenant. This view is for sure just for administrators. If you are a regular end user, you will see your own requests for new guests, your own requests when it comes to access reviews, so what kind of guests you are responsible for, and actually the ones that have been approved. We are in the administrator's view right now, so I can see all of the open requests here, the people who are just right now in access review, so the guests with an expired life cycle, if you will, and the approved requests of our end users and guests and the denied requests. So that's how easy it is. If a person wants to invite a guest or a consultant, whatever, to your tenant, he can just request for a new one. So if we do that now here, I'm going to use a dummy address and can pick the team now here in the selection. I can pick as an end user every team I'm personally part of. And if I just pick a team now, let me just pick here, I can even pick more than one and leave a comment, something like this, and send this actual request. What the external user manager will do now is send the request to the responsible person. The responsible person can be either a team owner, so a group owner, or actually one of a list that I have set up in external user manager. These are our two options. So the external user manager is sending emails and bot messages. So if we go to the chat message of external user manager, we can see here an approval is pending for Florian Flans. And you can approve or reject it if you are the responsible person. As I said, it's also possible to receive an email for this request. Yeah, the request looks like this. So Florian is being invited here. I, as approver, can leave a comment, something like, here you go, if I want to approve this request, and then I can approve it from here. So now the external user manager will invite Florian to our tenant, and the regular process of inviting people, inviting guests of Microsoft Teams will be triggered. So anyway, once he's been on a tenant for quite a while, he can run into an access review. So with external user manager, I can set up a certain time somebody is allowed to be on our tenant. After that, the team owner or one of our administrators will be asked for, hey, is this guest still valid? Do you still need him? And also this request is going to be triggered over the bot or over an email. So that's the regular process I can set up with external user manager. So what it does is actually kicking in when somebody is invited and putting a life cycle on him, putting a tag on him, and make him visible for you in external user manager as a guest. What we see here is the access review, which is actually the setup to get the life cycle for a guest. I can see here the review access of external users every so and so many days. I can set this up here, and I can even set up an auto rejection after a certain amount of time. So if somebody is in vacation or is not answering such a request, it will be denied automatically, if you will. So you can actually shut it down if you don't need it. So first of all, this is the functionality inside of External User Manager. So what it means is you invite somebody, you can have an access review on this person, and you can decide how long he should be on your tenant. So, but there is even more, because usually if you invite somebody to your tenant, he probably needs to sign some things like an NDA or GDPR. And this is what you can set up in the onboarding settings. So the onboarding is a specific External User Manager feature. So you can set up a little portal, if you will. So you give a name, you give a logo, you enable an intro screen, you decide on metadata fields you want to ask for, and you decide on PDFs or HTML you want to ask to be signed. Adding media or adding a PDF is very easy. So you pick what title it should be and the description, and then you can upload a file, or you use an URL where the file is listed, and then decide should it be read or watched completely if you decide on a video, and should it be signed. So let's check out how this process can look like. So if we go to the person we just invited earlier, we can see here in my inbox that I've received an invitation. So I can click Start Onboarding, and now getting asked for a verification PIN. As soon as I click this email, the External User Manager send another email with a verification PIN. I can enter here, and it will lead me to the onboarding portal of the External User Manager. First of all, I get this welcome message. I get informed about who actually invited me to this tenant. And then I'm getting asked for the metadata I was talking about. I enter everything I need in here, and then I can click on next. And here you see I need to read through a PDF. So let it be a compliance, let it be NDA or GDPR, whatever. Actually, the person needs to click it through completely. So he needs to read it and then can sign it. After he signed it, he can continue the process, and the External User Manager will now actually invite him to that tenant. So what will happen now is the External User Manager process ends, and we will be further sent to creating an account with Microsoft, or if we do have actually one account, we are able to enter our guest tenant. So that's the onboarding portal of the External User Manager. If you want to adjust messages or invitation emails, you can do that here. So you have all the different types of messages for External User Manager. So if you want to have a new request message as an email, or even the onboarding process we have just seen, adjust them totally to your needs, and then you're good to go. One last thing is we've talked about the approval. So you can decide who should approve requests in your teams, and that you can say here, allow team owners to approve requests for their teams. So you make the owners responsible of their own guests, or you shut it down, and then it will be these administrators or approvers of this list. You can also adjust the way somebody is actually deleted or thrown out of a team. So you can decide if somebody leaves the last team on your tenant that he is actually deleted. As you know, this is in a lot of cases a problem. So you get somebody out of a team and he's still on the tenant, and after quite a while, nobody knows what he's responsible for anyway. So you could even set up this little feature in here. So to sum it up, External User Manager makes it possible to invite people to teams. It has an onboarding process where you can give metadata, where you need to sign certain documents. So if we go on Florian Flanz here, we invited just today, we see the metadata, we see the signature and the signed document. And you can also see this specific people in a specific team in External User Manager in its tab. So you can enter the tab of External User Manager inside of a team and then see who is actually an active user here and who has an open request. And you can even invite people in here for this specific team with External User Manager. So I hope you like this little overview and you now have an idea of how it works and what it can do for you. I wish you a nice day and have fun testing it. You can just download it from the store or check it out on our website. Goodbye and thank you.